Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, recycling trade publications. Patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Chris Vermeulen from TheTechnicalTraders.com. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, Jim.
Chris, is this big bounce we've seen in the markets, is this caused by the U.S.-China trade war? Or is this just a natural move after you've hit record highs?
Well, we really never know what causes the major move, but people like to blame things, and I would say it's for two reasons. It's more or less a double top on the SP 500 from the high we saw last October, and it's also this trade war news is fairly significant, and I think both those things together have definitely put a ceiling in short term for equities. So, we could look back. It'll be really interesting looking back long term from now, a year or so from now, if we do get into this big bear market. I think everybody will be looking back saying, hey, it looks like Trump put in the bear market with his tariffs, and that'll be the blame for the bear market crash. And every bear market crash, people always seem to pick one thing and say that's what caused it. Which isn't always the case, but it'll be interesting. But yeah, I think the tariffs, the double top in equities, everything was just kind of screaming for sellers to kind of come into the market with that news.
Taking a look at what's driving the markets, are people going to any particular area?
Well, yeah, that's what's really got me kind of most interested in what's happening with the overall equities and the commodities markets right now is. The markets have sold off really hard. We've seen elevated volume, big distribution selling going on, and it looks very similar to the sell-off, the first wave of selling we saw last October. And the big question will be, are we going to see money rotate back into equities, or are they just going to consolidate for a week here and continue to head sharply lower? And what's interesting is money's starting to flow into the safe havens in a way that's been a little different than before. I keep seeing the big safe havens like bonds and utilities and large cap gold stocks and gold prices themselves. Those are all moving up. And what's really interesting is even though we're seeing gold move higher or hold its ground while the other precious metals continue to fall. And we're seeing the large cap gold stocks outperform the small caps, which usually isn't the norm. We always tend to see the short-term traders, the large and speculative traders moving into the small cap stocks, gold stocks, trying to make some money. But it seems like big money, when big money has to move in or out of sectors, they have to go to the big asset classes, which are large cap gold stocks. They're moving into utilities, bonds, and physical gold itself. And so to me, that has really kind of sparked some interest that I think we're starting to finally see that shift, that we're going to see precious metals and safe havens start to outperform the rest of the equities market. And that could unfold for several months here. What we tend to see at the end of a bull market in stocks is we see the commodity sector start to take off and rally in a big way. We saw that in 2011 when the market started to get really weak. Commodities had a very strong run. We saw it in 2007. Commodities had a massive run up while the equities market traded sideways or lower. We've got a very similar situation again now. I think we're just on the verge of commodity sectors starting to rally and become more of the safe haven. And equities are going to start to flounder and underperform commodities. So I'm really excited for the commodity sector, especially precious metals.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Hi, I'm Douglas Mason, President and CEO of Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp., RMO, on the TSX Venture Exchange. Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp. is a Canadian-based mineral exploration project generator. The company currently holds multiple property interests in Ontario with joint venture partners and is seeking further joint venture partners for other drill-ready properties in our portfolio. For more information, please visit our website at rmroyalty.com or call me at 604-922-2030.
Cypress Development Corp's flagship lithium project is located just east of Albemarle's Silver Peak mine in the heart of Clayton Valley, Nevada. A 12-hole exploration drill program for lithium-enriched claystone on Cypress's 100% controlled properties is now underway. Cypress Development Corp trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol CYP, the Pink CYDVF, and on Frankfurt C1Z1. For more information, please visit our website, cypressdevelopmentcorp.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, what do you think of this ad campaign where a company is urging people to sell their gold and buy Bitcoin? Is that a good move right now?
I haven't seen any of the ads yet, but Bitcoin really broke out this week. It's really popped to the upside. The downward momentum to me has now completely shifted. We're back into an uptrend for Bitcoin. I think it's a little overdone. It's at a previous high. It's at a huge pop and run here. But overall, any pause or pullback in Bitcoin looking forward long term, I think Bitcoin is a buy. I think it's got some great potential, but I would be more inclined to have physical metals or be into the precious metal sector than Bitcoin. Yeah, I think you can hold some Bitcoin or find a way to trade it. There's an easy fund that mimics Bitcoin to some extent. The symbol's GBTC. It allows you to quickly and swiftly move in and out of Bitcoin without having a crypto wallet and all the complications that come with trying to get in and out of Bitcoin on its own. So I don't know. What worries me is if we're already seeing ads for Bitcoin again, like we saw at the last top, maybe Bitcoin is going to fizzle out here. But overall, I am bullish on Bitcoin. I am bullish on precious metals. I think they're both going to continue to move higher, and there's no reason you can't have a bit of both.
Bloomberg says Canada, the U.S., and Mexico are close to a deal to remove metals tariffs. Is that good news for the commodities for steel and aluminum?
It could be. I mean, it really depends on how you see it. If it's going to lower the cost to get the metals here, it might actually lower the commodity price itself as well if there aren't going to be the tariffs. But it could spark up demand and end up, creating that demand bubble. So it'll be hard to say how that affects, but overall, I'm not too sure.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Arctic Star Exploration, operated by a team of proven mine finders, is focused on diamonds in Finland and the Northwest Territories of Canada. Work programs are underway in Finland and Canada. Arctic Star trades on the TSX Venture Exchange symbol ADD, on Frankfurt symbol 82A1, and the OTCQB symbol ASDZF. Please visit our website arcticstar.ca or call us at 604-689-1799.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, what's happening with crude right now?
Well, crude oil is it's in a really strong bull market. It's had a nice strong run from the lows in December. It came all the way up to a 66 target a couple of weeks ago that you and I had actually talked about a few weeks ago as well. It hit that level. It sold back. It is now at support. I am still bullish on crude, but I think most of the run is done. I think we're going to see it have another push back up to that 66, maybe move up to $68 per barrel. Current price is 62. So there's about a $5 or $6 potential upside. Not too bad, but I don't think it's going to break out and continue to run in a huge way at this point. I think it's really going to be capped under that 67, 68 for a couple months. And we'll have to see what type of pattern forms going forward. But again, if we start to see commodities really start to firm up with the equities market going under pressure, the next level, if we break through the 68, is going to be around the 76. So there's going to be, to me, the bias is to the upside, and I think it's going to struggle above $67 per barrel, but there is some good upside.
Is there enough oil sloshing around right now in the markets that, with proposed trouble with Iran or Venezuela or tankers being shot at in the Middle East, it really doesn't seem to affect prices anymore? Is that the case, that we just have so much of it that these other things would be considered a minor interruption now?
Yeah, I think that is the case. I mean, we saw the news a couple of days ago with the oil tankers, and we saw crude oil spike in the morning on that news. It had a really strong push to the upside, but by the end of the day, it completely fizzled out and ended up closing negative. So I think there is a surplus, and these news things are really just intraday volatility spikes in the commodity. I don't see a huge issue with demand for crude oil.
What's happening with the other precious metals like palladium and platinum?
Well, they've all been, even silver, all the silver shaded metals. I mean, they've been kind of underperforming gold. They're not really seen so much as the safe haven play. You look at platinum, on a day gold is up, platinum is down 1.3%. It still looks bearish. It's currently trading at 848. And now I think it's got potential to go all the way down to maybe even the 820, so it could lose another $28 an ounce. Overall, the big picture of platinum, I am bullish, but it's in a corrective phase here, and I think it's got some more downside to go. Same with, you look at palladium. Palladium it's trying to put in a bottom. All the metals are trying to put in a bottom here, but they're under pressure and they're not really outperforming yet. And that's because they're not seen really as a safe haven in terms of what gold is seen. And at this point, those type of metals usually play catch up later in the game. Gold takes off, then people jump into silver, which usually lags gold. And then when those two have had a big enough rally and people don't want to chase those prices higher, they start looking for alternatives. And they're like, okay, well, I'll get into palladium, I'll get into platinum. So they're kind of lagging gold. It usually kind of goes miners, gold, silver, platinum, and palladium next. So I think there's lots of potential for those, but they're still more in a corrective phase. Could continue to trade sideways or lower for potentially another month or so before they kind of maybe follow suit with gold.
Chris, thank you so much for being on the show, and happy birthday.
Hey, thank you very much. Always a pleasure, and we'll talk to you another time soon.
My guest has been Chris Vermeulen from thetechnicaltraders.com. If you have any questions for Chris, you can send them to info@howstreet.com. Find us on Twitter @HowStreet, our YouTube channel, Talk Digital Network. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.